Hey there, Alex here. Whenever I buy a new pair of wired earphones, I normally just do a mini review on Instagram since it's a lot easier. But these days, I'm probably just as into audio gear as I am into phones, so I thought I would switch things up a bit and start talking about them here instead. That said, I'm a pretty casual listener that usually goes for budget-friendly gear, and I don't have a measuring rig or anything like that, so I won't be doing super in-depth reviews. There are plenty of other reviewers who are already doing a great job on that. Instead, I'm just going to be sharing some quick thoughts on them based on my own preference and whether I like them or not. So without further ado, let's talk about the star of the show today, the JCALLY EP09. The EP09 comes in a pretty basic looking package, and other than the earbuds and cable, there is only a single pair of phones. Yes, just one pair. For 38 Singapore dollars, it would have been nice to have some spares. Anyway, the metal shell on the earbuds looks good, and the silver plated cable seems decent as well. It is a tiny bit wiggly, but it does look pretty good. In terms of fit, the diameter of the shell is about the same as MX500 shells, and it feels relatively comfortable for me. But because of the chunkier and heavier body, it's not the most stable for me. In case you haven't noticed, these are earbuds, so they present sound a little differently compared to in-ear earphones. Because it doesn't seal up your ear, it's not going to give you impactful bass or the best detail retrieval. What it excels in is the ability to present a wider soundstage. With that out of the way, let's talk about how it sounds. I would probably describe them as having a warmish neutral tuning, with my neutral benchmark being the nice HCK ME80. The bass doesn't reach super deep, and the quantity is about the same as the ME80 to my ears, but it is more towards the mid-bass region. I think it sounds slightly tighter too, so there isn't a lot of mid-bass bleed. There is just enough to make the lower mids sound a little fuller. Mids are forward in the mix and have good details and body, but I think it has a bit more energy in the 1 kHz region, which might sound a little honky to me in certain tracks. I think it's still not too bad, just that sometimes in busier tracks, it can sound a tiny bit congested to me. It has a relatively polite upper mids compared to the ME80, but there is still enough energy here for female vocals to not sound too dull. Treble is decently extended, but not the most elevated, so cymbals and some string instruments don't sound as natural to me. I think the ME80 has a bit more energy above 10 kHz, which gives it a more airy sound, but depending on how treble sensitive you are, this might not be a bad thing. Soundstage is pretty standard for earbuds. Details are okay too, I guess, since earbuds normally aren't that detailed sounding compared to in-ear earphones. Overall, at 38 Singapore dollars, it's not the best value for money considering it was around $18 for the ME80, which I still prefer more. But it's still an enjoyable listening experience to me, even though sound-wise, it's a mixed bag for me. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I think it is technically quite capable, but the tuning is just neither here nor there for me in terms of my personal preference. If I wanted something more neutral sounding, I would just use my ME80, and if I wanted something warmer, I would just go for the Creative Orvana Air. That said, if I had neither of those, I'll probably be very happy with how these sound. Anyway, if you're looking for a decent but cheap pair of earbuds to try out this form factor, there are a ton of decent options under $10, and some can go as low as just $2. If you're interested, I recommend checking out Ash's video where she compares a handful of budget earbuds. Thanks for watching this video, and see you guys on the next one.